Yeah.
Here's the thing. Dicks fuck assholes. But
And assholes
assholes
sign
shit
off.
on pussies
But
and
dicks fuck pussies.
This is the above average drunk podcast.
All right, love you.
But pussies scissor buttholes.
Poop dollar!
Let's talk about poop dollars on the football podcast. Okay.
I don't want you to disrespect me like the way you are right now. I fucking don't appreciate it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay.
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 Ready?
Okay.
All right. Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Average Bros Fantasy Football Podcast, where we're just a couple of average bros with above average fantasy football knowledge. It's your boy T here.
All right.
Okay.
It's your boy. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We got Little John in the house. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gonna take that shot?
Say I won't.
You won't.
As always in the house, got Anthony over here. We got Mr. Mike, the mad scientist.
Yeah, I'm here. This is a second attempt at doing live stream.
If you saw the first attempt, it was great.
It actually went all right.
It was all right.
Live on Twitch. Follow us. The link's in the bio.
I may have said I would eat a 4-letter word in the live Twitch.
Rhymes with schmut.
Rhymes with
Oh yeah.
cut.
The word is butt.
The word is butt.
Word of the day, butt.
See, that's what you get.
Anyways,
That's what
we're
you get
live
when
on
you go
Twitch.
live.
Everyone, follow us on the Twitch. Links in the bio.
You get raw.
A lot of news going on around the league. So we're just going to get into that. But Mike, you want to shout us out on everything?
Yeah. Before
Follow us on all the different platforms.
Yeah, sure. Well, we're most prominent on Instagram, and that's Average Bros _fantasy football. Check us out there. On our Twitter is Average Bros FFP. That's mostly we just kind of retweet and kind of talk shit to football players and different people, reporters and stuff. Give us a rating on iTunes. That helps us out big time. And then what else are we on? We're on Spotify. Any type of audio podcast listening app, we're there. Just Average Bros FFP on all those.
SoundCloud. Don't forget SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. Yeah, SoundCloud. That's what I mean. SoundCloud, Spotify,
Yeah,
Stitcher.
we're everywhere.
Dude, we basically
are
diversify the internet.
Yeah.
We're multicultural as fuck.
I mean, we're like Asian.
Well, curse in the
Mike-
first 10 minutes.
But yeah, hit us with a follow. I mean, help us out. It takes 2 seconds. Follow us, subscribe. I mean, even if
Yeah.
you necessarily don't listen all the time, just help us out. It makes us look good, you know? We're out here trying to put in this work. So, you know,
really
show the
ridiculously
support. We
good.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
help us out.
Tyler will personally give you a back rub.
Yeah, I'll give you a Robert Kraft.
No.
Whoa.
I said back rub.
Okay,
Dude.
he didn't say.
Yeah,
Well, I guess Robert Kraft could defend himself and say he just went.
He didn't even get the back row, bro. It was like a 12-minute session. He was straight to the point.
He didn't get a back rub. He got a front rub. Let's be honest here.
He's like, look, I have 15 minutes. Let's get to the point.
my flight leaves in half an hour. How much time you got?
Because I was listening to some report. I don't know where I heard it, but they were talking about how like he went in there because they saw the details. Like he went in there and it was like a 12-minute session, and he handed her like a couple bills, and one of them was 100. So he was just like, look, I'm here to get jerked. Here's the money. Get to work.
Do you think he was just too upfront about it, or was that his problem?
Well, I think his problem was he didn't take the extends before he got in there, dude.
Okay,
I mean,
dude, stop, dude. Quit the fucking extends jokes.
Dude, I get mad.
God. I don't know.
All right, anyways. All right, enough about Robert Kraft, the old man getting jerked off.
Yeah.
Let's
Enough
not
of that.
spoilers.
No more of that.
We're not mad at you at the Average Bros Podcast, bro. Robert Kraft, you want to sponsor us? We'll go get jerked off with you.
For sure.
100%.
Anyways,
Tyler's like, I'm not disagreeing to this. This is how you find
one
this.
time,
That's how you find out if your girlfriend listens to the podcast or
Chinatown,
not.
Spring Mountain. It happened one time. Oh, big boy, big boy.
Oh, you guys are going to get fucking hand jobs?
Anyways.
What the fuck is this massage envy, anyways?
Yeah, so that's funny. Anyways, all right. There's a lot of news going around the league this week. It's pretty active for the off season. Probably the biggest thing going on so far this week was AB was traded to the Bills. What do you guys think?
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was like, what, like 60 minutes?
Yeah, dude, he killed it for a little bit.
Who's the guy called 60 Minutes? Isn't there a football player who has a nickname 60 Minutes?
I know Mike's called 60 seconds. Oh,
Okay, guys. You guys say I start talking about dicks and stuff, but you guys bring it to
Bro,
a
I haven't
sexual
said anything.
place.
I'm not even cursing this whole episode.
I already
I'm
did.
4 minutes in
earlier.
and I'm on point.
Very good.
For sure. Anyways,
I'm
all right. So
professional
AB
news
on the
anchor.
Bills, or is he not?
Yeah, we fucked that. I'll be honest. I posted on the Instagram right when I seen it on like Twitter and everything. I was like, oh hell yeah! I made a thing, an image with everything. Like I made a CGI composite or whatever. Or I can't even remember what I'm
I don't know
trying
what
to
that
say.
means, but yeah.
But anyways, I made a thing before the NFL even posted theirs. And I was like, damn, dude, I'm ahead of the NFL's Instagram. Fuck yeah. Like, I was so hyped. And then I'm like, oh, shit, that's probably the worst one I could have done. And everybody was talking shit. Like, all these idiots at the NFL didn't even post the right news. We all felt kind of stupid.
I didn't feel stupid.
Don't feel
I like-
bad, man.
I like it.
A ton of people were posting about this.
cares?
So, I
It
mean,
gets people talking. It keeps people interested. It's like it's news,
Yeah.
whether it's fake or not.
Let's be real, though. Steelers got trade raped in that.
yeah.
And it's all AB's fault.
Yeah, so AB did not go to the Bills. He ends up in Oakland. He's a Raider. He's coming to Vegas, so I'm kind of hyped for that. We're all from Vegas. Oakland, the Raiders are going to be the Vegas Raiders in a year. So I'm kind of hyped for that. They did get raped. It's like one of the funniest memes I probably saw so far was someone did a thing on Madden where it was like he sent a third and a fifth round pick to the Raiders for AB, and the Madden declined it, and it was like Madden wouldn't even accept this trade. Like, what are the Raiders doing? I mean, what are the Steelers doing?
Yeah.
They got John Gruden, bro. He knows what he's doing over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
They're like, we got a first
Well, the
round.
problem
for
was,
Amari,
okay,
so-
here's the problem is that everybody knew AB wanted to leave, so they had like that. I feel like you have like an advantage when a player's trying to leave. You kind of like, I don't know.
He wanted to leave, but he wanted to get a contract. So, like, that was kind of the thing. That could have been the Bills' problem. Like, maybe there was, like, a better deal in place for the Bills. Maybe they were going to offer him, like, a second and a third round or something like that, or who knows. But AB wasn't willing to sign the contract there because the Raiders gave him a brand-new contract. It's a 3-year, like, $50 million contract, $30 million guaranteed. He didn't have any guaranteed money left with the Steelers. So, I mean, AB came out here. I mean, like you said, he's getting $30 million guaranteed. The Steelers are the ones who got fucked here.
Well, I mean, we think they got fucked, but realistically, it's like we don't know. The offers they were getting might not have been that great.
Yeah.
The Raiders might have made the best offer by far, for all we know. It might have been 2020.
He is older too. I mean, like he's gonna be 31 once the season starts.
Yeah, and he's not like the difference between Amari Cooper is Amari Cooper was 20. I think he's 23 or 24.
Yeah.
Like Amari Cooper, you have at least you could say a solid 6-7 years.
Yeah, maybe
till he's
more,
even
yeah.
till he's even AB's age.
He's not even in his prime.
Yeah,
in a
he's like
sense.
6 years till he's AB's age. You know, AB might have 3 years left. You know, you don't know how the bodies react once they start hitting 30. Some people complain in their mid 30s. You know,
he
some
can fall on
people
that baseball field out there and fucking get a bad rash on
Yeah,
his
they could-
shoulder.
maybe someone 6'5", 500 pounds was just rounding the bases
Yeah.
and made a big hole out there.
Yeah, you never
AB
know.
goes out there. But I mean, realistically, like we don't know what these other teams were offering, and it might sound like they got raped, but it might have been the best offer they had, and they're like, "Fuck it, let's pull the trigger." You know, AB's unhappy. He met with the team owner multiple times, all that crap, and just like, let's just get it out of here and get it out of the way.
It's just crazy though, because I mean, they only got a third round and a fifth round for him, and then I was looking at like the numbers, like money wise, salary cap wise, that they're gonna have $22 million in dead money because of the AB situation. So it's like $22 million, like it's going right against the cap, and like they don't even have AB. So it's like you're not getting
it's
much
rough.
for him in return, and now your $22 million is going against your cap for the next year, and for a player who's not even on your team, it's like. I mean, it's like he's saying, it's so complex. You don't really know the inside story, what's going on, but it just seems like maybe it would have been better to just maybe keep him.
Maybe he was pulling a full Leveon, like, if you keep me, I'm not playing here.
Could be true. I think the Steelers organization just sucks, bro. No one wants to play
Yeah,
there.
right.
I think they're about to be bottom barrel.
Juju's like loves it there.
Yeah, until not.
Because he's 21, he's getting the spotlight.
Until
Would love it.
until his
Yeah.
rookie contract's up and he wants to get paid, and he's like, no, I'm leaving.
I don't know. Juju seems
And he
like
ends up on the Patriots with Tom Brady when he's 47.
that's fucked up.
Hey, fucking Tom Brady, bro.
I don't think that will.
Tom Brady's
happen.
never retiring. He's like rich enough to pay for like AI in his body.
He's
Yeah.
gonna get like stem cells. He's gonna get aborted fetuses just used as like femurs and stuff like that in his body. Sorry.
Sounds like I could fuck with that. Damn it! I cussed.
Yes. But so far the Raiders, they're making some moves here. I mean, they did, like I said, they traded Amari. They got a first-round pick for them, and then they traded a third round and a fifth round for an AB. So I mean, like in a sense, they traded Amari, a third round and a fifth round, and in return they got AB in a first round. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
Gruden's
good
getting his
swap
players
right
over
there.
30 like he likes.
Yeah, have fun with Derek Carr throwing you the ball.
We'll see. I
Derek
mean,
Carr's
See,
not
this is the
that
thing
bad.
though. It's like I think AB's talent fits a lot better
No, okay.
than Amari Cooper's did. Like I know Amari Cooper he's obviously not AB, but he's still a talented receiver. Like I would argue people all the time. He runs good routes. He's able to make plays. You saw it in Dallas when he was finally getting the targets. But AB can beat people underneath and do. I think AB's a little better in the short game than Amari is. AB's better at beating double teams too. Versus where they're paying him too, and it's like there was times where I watched, I think it was the Chargers too, and they're specifically rolling coverage to Mari to take him away. I think with AB, even if they roll coverage, they're not going to be able to take him away. He just has that next level against double teams, and now that they went to go get him too on top of this, I think they're going to scheme to, even if he is getting double teamed, we got to force feed him the ball. So
yeah.
I think that's the difference with the two.
Well, I know you kind of looked at the numbers draft season this past year, and you're talking about Gruden has always had like 1,000+ yard receiver on his team every year. I know it's kind of different this year with Amari, first year coaching, they ended up trading him away. But with all those numbers that you looked into in the past in that scenario, do you feel confident with AB that he can get over 1,000 yards? With Derek Carr
I
this
think
year?
he's a solid bet for 1,000 yards. This is kind of, I was actually driving thinking about it. I was like, I think worst case scenario, you're going to get about a Jarvis Landry in Miami where he's 150, 160 targets. I did the numbers and I can kind of remember offhand. I think it was every year the number one had at least 140 targets in the John Gruden offense. And it was like a top 12 finish, or I forget the exact numbers, but I think worst case scenario, if you see low depth of target, which Jarvis Landry had with Miami, but he'd get 150 to 60 targets, you're going to see that 100 catch range, the 1,000 yards, and maybe 5 to 6 touchdowns. I think when you think the upside now, maybe they use him in a different way. I think he's a lock for 140 targets. Every year when I looked at the numbers, they had the 140 targets, the wide receiver one. So now it's just, what's he going to do with those targets? I think the upside is still top 5. I don't think the upside's the number one. I think I'd still be taking guys, Julio, Hopkins, Adams, Tyreek Hill. I'd still be taking those guys over him, but I still think he has the top 5 upside in his arsenal.
Yeah.
Because if he sees those targets, he can get you to 1,300 yards, maybe 8 touchdowns, 100+ receptions. That's more than likely a top 5 receiver.
Yeah. So with that being said, right here, there's a lot of debate going on right now. Juju steps in as the number one for the Steelers. Who are you taking first? If it comes to you and maybe you're in the back end of that first round, or you're in the middle of that second round, you taking AB and Juju are on the board. Who are you taking?
I got to look at some more stuff because I know Juju's actually done well when AB hasn't been there as well, but AB was still kind of on the team. It's not like now it's like Juju is like for sure the one going against all the ones for sure. AB was maybe questionable to play that week. The teams weren't running a scheme to, hey, we're going to take away Juju this time. We're going to roll double coverage against him. So we actually haven't seen him be targeted as like guaranteed, like he's the one and we're taking him away, versus where you've seen that with AB. And like I said, AB was, I think he missed a few games last year, right?
Yeah.
2 or 3. But the teams knew that AB might still play, he might not. So, there wasn't that full scheme against it. Now that Juju's for sure the number one, I think he's talented enough to beat double coverages, but we got to see it. So it's, I got to look at some more numbers before I pick one or the other. But as of right now, I'd probably
go AB.
I think in a PPR, I'd go, I don't know, it's tough. They're going to be really close for me.
You drafting either one of these guys in the first round?
Probably.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
They don't beat the top tier running backs for me.
A couple, we always talk about what the experts. They've been talking about like this kind of catapults Juju into like the back end of the first round potentially. Like I don't think so. I'd rather take a running back for sure, 100%. I mean, if I'm in like the middle second round, maybe back end of the second round, then I think I take a shot on them on Juju. I think I'd probably maybe lean Juju honestly. But like you said, we got to see what happens. We got to see if Juju stays in the slot. Are they going to move him outside? Do the Steelers draft a receiver? the name I've been, hearing is DK Metcalf or whatever his name is. Maybe they draft him. He's an outside guy. They leave Juju in the slot. I would definitely like to see Juju stay in the slot. If he goes outside, it might, affect him a little bit more. But I mean, he's definitely gonna get the volume and the target share for sure.
I don't think I'm drafting either of those guys in the first round. But then it's like, would you draft Juju over Mike Evans?
That's
you know what I mean. Like, there's guys.
I don't know.
That's a good one. I like that.
I like Mike Evans. They're actually all three of these guys are in the same range. I think I would take Juju over Mike Evans just because that unknown upside. But then there's the Arians offense effect too. So he's
a quarterback coach, right?
Huh?
Bruce Arians.
He likes to air it out. Arians likes to air it out. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's rough. But like, obviously, in future weeks, we're gonna see like.
I think both these guys go ahead Mike Evans though.
I think so too. I think it will end up happening.
So I think I would actually probably take them over, but I think I'm gonna probably take more Mike Evans because I'm gonna get him at a better value.
Right.
And the numbers are gonna be somewhat similar.
Yeah. I would agree.
It's definitely gonna be interesting.
All right.
Yeah, we'll figure that out in future weeks.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So I know.
Yeah, I think the thing is like you can really. I mean, Juju had 160 targets, I think, roughly last year, right? Do you know offhand or no?
No, I don't.
I'll look it up. But I mean, I what I've learned from fantasy is you can't say 160 targets are gone from the offense and they're gonna go this direction because that's never correlates to 160 targets are gone. Juju's going to see 40 more than he saw last year, and he's going to see 200. And the few years I've been tracking stats, that just doesn't tend to happen. It tends to go to other receivers. It tends to go to the running back. There's game plans that take away someone from a certain game. So I've learned that you can't really say that there's 340 targets, they're going to go this direction because it tends to not necessarily happen the way you think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm really in depth with receivers. I'm back on the receiver train this year just because I've I've always been a receiver kind of guy, and just like looking at those numbers, I've noticed that it's like, oh, there's 100 and something targets. They're not always going to go the way you think they're going to go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors at play in this game.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to pay attention. Just kind of staying on the Steelers train here. James Washington, obviously he's gonna be a name probably have to pay attention to. Second-year receiver out of Oklahoma State, so it's definitely like a field stretcher.
He just didn't really impress me last year.
He's kind of like third or fourth in the pecking. He's probably like fourth in the pecking order. AB's gone. That's a ton of like Anthony said. Necessarily, it's not like those targets are going to go somewhere, but you would think that he would kind of emerge as like the number 2 wide receiver. But we're just going to have to pay attention to let's see if they draft a receiver in the draft. And then there's been some rumors actually that Golden Tate was he tweeted out to Steelers like, hey, I heard there's an opening over there. So I mean, if Golden Tate was to go over there, obviously James Washington's value would take a hit. So, and I would assume if Golden Tate was to go there, then he would go to the slot. Then that would maybe mean Juju would go to the outside. So,
here's another thing.
Just a lot of like factors in what's going on.
It's like I've mentioned multiple times on the Instagram offensive scoring. I think losing AB only takes the offensive scoring down as a total. It's just. AB, 15 touchdowns last year? Le'Veon Bell probably for sure gone. The Steelers' offense might go from 27 points a game to, 22, 23. Maybe they draft some more defense and kind of, play more of a grinder type of games. So if that points per game drops, so does the potential for touchdowns throughout the year for Juju Smith-Schuster. Now he saw 166 targets. I actually looked it up. I mean, you get 166 targets year in and year out, you're in the top 5. So it's like realistically, how much more can his targets go up? I mean, Thielen saw, I think, what was he? Thielen's highest target last year, right?
Yeah, he was on pace for like 200 at one point.
Yeah.
I know he didn't get there, but I know he was on point.
So let's just say Juju sees 180, which would be like top 3 for sure. The quality of those targets, the double teams he's seen with those targets, his numbers might not go up as much as people are expecting. And if the offense isn't as good as it was last year, the scoring potential is not going to be the same as it was in the past. So I'd probably draft him. What was he? The wide receiver 8, I think, right? Finish
in the top 10. I know that.
I'll probably have him in my top 7 for sure. I haven't finished everything. He'll probably be in that range, but I'll probably have him ranked 5 to 8.
Yeah. Mid-second round, like start of second round.
Yeah, I think if I'm doing a draft grade off ahead, I'm kind of grading people
top 20 pick.
Yeah, top 20 pick. I kind of give people grades. I'm kind of doing this. I'm switching into this where it's like, okay, like, this is their grade where it's like take him as early as this round and as late as this. Like if you want to say like Juju has that late first round grade, I'm on board with that because I can see that. He's probably a late first round grade to like a mid second round. That's probably where I would grade him out. That's what I'm saying. Basically, I would draft him in that range.
Yeah.
As high as as late in the first round and as low as mid in the second round.
For sure. Mike, you got anything to touch on that or?
No, I do not. I just
Dude, the Steelers
actually no.
are about to suck, bro.
Do it, Mike.
Oh my God,
What do you
shut
got? Say it.
I was just gonna say, just in general, I feel like to touch on like the slot receiver things you guys were saying earlier is like it feels like to me in fantasy, if you are a slot receiver, you just get your fantasy value goes up. In my opinion, you seen that when Larry Fitzgerald got old, they put him through in the slot. All of a sudden, he became like more and more fantasy relevant. And then like you see Adam Thielen got moved to the slot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just feel like you said. If you guys are still talking about Juju, I think you were.
Yeah, we are. We're Jujuing on the beat.
Yeah. Okay, so what Juju, like you said, if he becomes like the main receiver, I don't think he's going to put up the same production as last year or anywhere close to AB.
Yeah.
If they move him out of the slot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's the thing where it's catch percentage, to kind of volley off what you're saying, is I don't know his catch percentage. I'll look it up in a minute. But let's just say his catch percentage last year was 70% because he was playing the slot. Now it drops to 60% because of he's seeing more double teams and he's on the outside. That 10% and the catch percentage will make a big difference. And there's depth of target that comes into play. There's a lot of things that come into play. It's not all the same. So
Yeah.
kind of like what Mike said. Like I don't know if no AB and moving to the outside consistently, and maybe they keep him in the slot, like you said, and draft like Metcalf or another first round receiver and that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to draft Metcalf.
I think they are,
I
man.
think there's
Metcalf.
there's an L in there. I don't know. Will.
Metcalf.
Is there an L?
DK Metcalf, I think.
Is that what it is? Okay.
There's an L, I think.
But yeah, so Steelers right there. So speaking of Steelers, you got Le'Veon Bell, no longer going to be with the Steelers.
I'm done talking about this guy.
I know, man.
God,
It's just the Le'Veon Bell drama
Like,
show.
throw me a beer while you guys talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Here's the thing with Le'Veon Bell. There's been some rumors going around that potentially Le'Veon Bell could be joining his former teammate Antonio Brown in Oakland. I personally think this is going to happen. I think Antonio Brown's going to go there and he's going to vouch for him and make it happen. Do I think it's a good signing? We kind of touched on it before. We said we think he just wants to get paid. Once he gets paid, he's going to Jamarcus Russell it. But I think there's a good possibility that Le'Veon Bell ends up in Oakland. What do you guys think? I mean, free agency's around the corner. I think it's in a day or two. I think it's March 13th, so in like 3 days on Wednesday, I believe it is. That's when the official free agency starts. For me, I'm kind of like a kid on Christmas Eve. I love free agency when it opens up. It's just seeing all these players, going. I feel like most of the time they re-sign with a team, but just to see certain players go certain elsewhere. Seeing the landscape of the league being shifted around, it excites me as a football fan personally.
Yeah.
I'm Mexican, so I like landscaping.
I'm white, so I like watching you landscape.
Or you mean demanding me to landscape?
Oh yeah, right, that one.
I'm literally done talking about him, but
It is frustrating.
So Le'Veon, yeah. So there's some talk about the Raiders. There's some talk about the Ravens. They say they're really interesting, which would make sense. Le'Veon is the kind of guy who'd be spiteful, he'd be like, I want to sign with the Ravens so I can fucking give it to the Steelers twice.
We got 4 teams. We got Colts, Ravens, Jets, Eagles, rumored possibly.
as well as the Raiders.
As well as the Raiders, so 5. So who's your favorite destination for him out of the 5?
So if I'm thinking money wise, who can pay him the most if he wants to get the most money?
I'm talking fantasy wise. Like who's your favorite pick out of the
fantasy wise, if it was going to be for a fantasy team, I wouldn't be mad at the Raiders. We saw Derek Carr be captain check down and he's just dumping the ball off to Jalen Richard. How many? I mean, we did the numbers throughout the year. Richard was getting 5 or 6 receptions, 40 to 50 yards every game almost, it seemed. And, I mean, if you're going to replace Richard with Le'Veon Bell, I mean, I feel like those numbers would only increase. I mean,
Richard had 81 targets last year. The position alone had 133. So you could say
Le'Veon Bell getting 85 of that, maybe
at least
90,
89. He's not going to do less than Richard.
Yeah.
So
And I mean, it's saying Richard was a decent. What I'm saying, you got to think if Le'Veon Bell's in there, he's a 3-down back. You just got to pay attention. Is Marshawn Lynch going to come back? What are they doing with Doug Martin? I think he was only on a 1-year deal. That's just kind of.
I don't like the Colts because I think Marlon Mack has a role no matter what. He's too talented to just like throw him.
And then they also have Naheem Hines still. Right?
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think the Colts are.
I think he's too talented to have like him just sit on the pine. The Ravens, that's more of a defense. Lamar Jackson's going to take a lot of carries. It helps him maybe run for better yards per carry, but
dude, those two running backs, Lamar Jackson and Le'Veon Bell.
I feel like he'd only go there to like stick it to the Steelers. Like fuck you guys. Like I want to play you guys. You know what I'm saying? But are the Ravens gonna pay him the most money?
Yeah, but then is it the right move for them too? They're like, oh, we could take him, but we're gonna pay him, and maybe he ends up fucking him over.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know.
Jets.
How much?
I think the team that's will offer him the most money will be the Jets. Because they have like the most salary cap, so they can go out there and say, "Hey, what do you want? 30 million? Okay, boom, got it. 30 million guaranteed. Here you go." You know what I'm saying? They have enough flexibility to work with it, even if he was to Jamarcus Russell it. So I think ultimately he ends up with like whoever pays him the most money. So then I think the Jets will pay him
the
the
Jets
most
seems
money.
like the most reasonable place for him. I don't know. Like
I
you
am
said,
tired.
I
Like
mean,
they say, I am tired of talking about Le'Veon.
So the question was, what's your favorite team?
I want to see him go to the Raiders. I want to see the AB Le'Veon Bell reunion.
And
we're Vegas fans.
Bro,
They're coming to Vegas. Why not, bro? I mean, why not? That'd be dope.
And I know he's not there anymore, but
I don't want it.
Martavis Bryant went for the Steelers.
Do
to
we
the
have-
Raiders.
That's
where
I'm kind of. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's where all Steelers players just die is in fucking Oakland.
I'm kind of like I guess we're Raiders fan by default or becoming one. I don't want him to go there. Like I just don't think he's going to perform once he gets out there. He hasn't played football in 2 years. He's 28 now, coming off he's had multiple knee injuries. He's had injury problems. Like he's supposedly overweight. I think it's just going to be a salary cap issue to a running back that's not going to give a shit and get hurt. So I hope he doesn't go to Oakland.
So no matter where he goes, are you taking a shot on him?
The Eagles would be my favorite team out of those if I had to choose one.
Eagles?
Yeah.
Would you draft him if he's on the Eagles?
Yeah,
Kind of at a certain price.
I
But
think
you mean
First round,
knowing he's a guy that you said you didn't give a
wouldn't-
fuck?
I wouldn't give him a first round grade if that's what we're talking. Second round grade,
I'm thinking third round maybe. I'll take if he falls to me in the third round maybe.
I could see him as like his earliest. I would think about drafting him would be a mid to late second round grade. More than likely, he'd be a solid third round grade pick to me.
Yeah.
Depending on the situation. But if I like a situation, I like what I'm seeing. The Eagles do throw to the running back a lot. They should have a healthy Carson Wentz in theory, making this potentially a top 5 offense again, which is to potentially putting him back in the same style of offense he was in Pittsburgh. And if he's going to be on the field for 70 to 80% of snaps, he could even flash some first round grade too as well. So that's probably my favorite landing spot.
You gonna take a shot on him, Mike, or no?
I was just gonna
I don't
say
draft with
for the
feelings.
field, like how much do you think it would be for him to just like not go back into the league and he just his parties in Miami and does more blow?
No, he wants to
Like
get that.
what's the
fat
payout?
check.
Like 300 to 1 on that one or what?
1,000 to 1. He wants to get paid at least one more time.
Dude, I feel like he could get Colin Kaepernick.
He could.
Or he's just not like what he's asking for. I just feel like you said before, he's just not gonna. It's not gonna
happen.
fucking get it.
Maybe he does get Colin Kaepernick.
But even if he got 25 million guaranteed, it's still more than.
But maybe he has enough to where he's like, I'm not putting my body out there unless I get fucking 40 million. If I
Yeah.
don't, fuck them. I'm not coming in the league.
Dude, a lot,
could be.
bro. What if like every running back's ACL just blows up next year, and he's like, supply and demand, bitch.
100 million guaranteed.
Like, you guys need an offensive guard and a running back? I'm 320 now.
Yeah.
Bro, Bryce Harper's making 330 million. I won.
I'm 6'5", 500 pounds, dude. I'll full back, running back. I'll do it all, bitch.
Bring me on that baseball stadium.
I'll play center, dude. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, all right. We're just gonna have to see what's going on with him until we can fully assess the situation. But
That's funny.
I don't know.
Dude.
It's a tricky situation with him. Tricky situation.
Yeah, fuck that.
Some other news throughout the week
Say
is
fuck that jacket.
No, I said fuck that fat. Fuck.
I thought you called him-
No, I didn't call him. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. So say some other news throughout the week. The Jaguars.
The
Jaguars.
The Jaguars?
After trading for Carlos Hyde midway through the season, that ended real quick over there. They released him, but he was signed pretty quick. I think it was like a day or two. The Kansas City Chiefs ended up signing Carlos Hyde, running back for the Chiefs. So, once the whole Kareem Hunt situation happened, they got rid of him. Damian Williams stepped. It was Spencer Ware at first. He had a couple games, but then he got hurt. Damian Williams came in and he kind of shined. He kind of took over that role and he put up some pretty solid numbers down the stretch. He definitely helped some people win their fantasy championship for sure.
He helped me smack you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
So they signed Damian Williams to an extension in the offseason or, whatnot. But signing Carlos Hyde now kind of makes things a little murky. How do you guys feeling about this situation? Because now you have Damian Williams and Carlos Hyde. Do you think it's going to be a 1-2 punch, or you think it's mainly one running back here? Or
I feel like if I were to guess, I would say they use Carlos Hyde more.
Ooh, maybe. I don't think you're wrong. It's possible.
The way you said that, you're like, ooh.
Ooh.
We have ourselves a contrarian. No, dude, it's pretty weird. I was just going to say, it's pretty weird how things end up. It's like last year, Carlos Hyde started the season in Cleveland, and Kareem Hunt was in Kansas City, and now it's like starting of this year.
It's flippity
Yeah.
floppy.
Flippity flappity.
I saw something that
flap.
Carlos Hyde was on 4 teams within a whole year period. He was on the Niners, then he got cut. He signed with the Browns, and then he got traded to the Jags, and then now he's on the Chiefs. And it was all within like a 12-month period.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Super wild.
Oh, dude.
It's like Deuce as well.
Like that children's book where the wild things are. That wild.
I never heard of it.
You don't ignore it.
It's because he's the same.
Do you
age
know how
as,
to
like,
read?
Anyway, so Carlos Hyde there. I think it's only a 1-year, $3 million deal. So that's actually not a lot of money. We say it's not a lot of money. $3 million is a ton of money. I would definitely take that, but $3 million for a running back is actually not that much money.
I'd take a 1-year deal for $200K. I'd take a 1-year deal for $60K.
Do you think he's just kind of like a depth play here? You think it's more of the Damian Williams show?
I think there's going to be 2 backs in that system. Andy Reid he's always kind of had like a 60-ish to 40 type of split. I don't know if they view Damian, even though they paid him, as that workhorse. I mean, you kind of bring it up to sometimes. It's like, why are all these teams cutting him if he's that good? Miami got rid of him. He was buried in the depth chart there, buried in the depth chart in KC. So I think he's probably a good role player for them. And I think there's going to be a 60-40 timeshare, whether it's Hyde or Williams or someone else or someone in the mix. So I think it just hurts Williams' stock is all it does. And for me, it's making that situation muddy. I don't like having an unknown situation with a running back position if it's in the top 5 rounds, where it's like Damian Williams or Kerryon Johnson, for example. I know what Kerryon's going to get, so I'm taking Kerryon Williams. Yeah, the Chiefs have a good offense, and you saw flashes, but I'm going to take the known commodity instead of dealing with this muddied backfield now.
Yeah. What's his ADP, Damian Williams? Can you pull it up?
I'll pull it up.
For me, this is kind of like, it's kind of tricky because I think Damian Williams' ADP was like going in the 4th round, which I think was a pretty good value for that offense. I mean, you got a high-powered offense here: Mahomes, Hill, Kelsey. Damian Williams took over that Kareem Hunt role, and he was just he didn't miss a beat. He picked up right where Hunt left off. The Carlos Hyde thing kind of makes things a little murky. I was looking at something Matthew Berry tweeted the other day, and he was just saying like the number 2 in a Kansas City offense doesn't really perform unless the number 1 gets hurt. So this is just something we're probably going to have to pay attention to in preseason, I think. We're going to have to see how the offense rolls. Like, is Carlos Hyde just kind of a depth play? Like, do they get rid of Spencer Ware? And now he's just kind of like the backup guy, and Damian Williams is the guy who's getting, 70%, like you said, 75% of the run. I definitely want to see it more before I make a full assessment on what's going on here.
He's in the 6th round right now.
Damian Williams?
Yeah.
I'm dead. I think that's a good value for Damian Williams. I might 6th round.
Yeah,
6th round could be like your stud RB2, easy, RB1 upside. I mean, I guess the Carlos Hyde thing does make things a little murky. Like I said, I'm probably gonna want to see.
The thing is, I don't think he's gonna actually go in the 6th round. I think his number's gonna move, especially once you get back to we're off season right now too. When I think people start talking about football, people saw what the Chiefs last year did again. Mahomes makes one play in the preseason where he throws a 60-yard touchdown. All the Chiefs players are going to skyrocket again. So I don't think he's actually going to go in the 6th. I think he's probably going to go more in the 4th round.
Yeah.
Maybe even some people reach for him in the 3rd. I think he's going to probably go relatively high. You saw what Kareem Hunt was, and I think people are going to all you need is one of the 12 teams to tie themselves to, look what Kareem Hunt did, and they take him early.
Yeah. What do you feel about the situation, Mike?
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I need you guys to remind me who we're talking about.
Damian
Mike's doing like
Williams and
45
Carlos
angles
Hyde.
over there with the phone trying to figure out
No,
I don't know what he's trying to figure out. But dude, you're Asian. You should have all this tech shit down, bro.
No, I know, but I'm just like fucking. I don't know.
Brain blast.
Yeah, brain blast.
I'm the one who woke up from dead sleep to come into the podcast.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, dude, I woke up from dead sleep probably like 20 minutes before.
Whatever, bro. You had some pre-workout.
That's true. That is very true. And 2 Miller Lights.
And you snorted an extends?
Did not snort an extends. Dude, that would be some savage ass shit if someone snorted an
You know, there's people
Extends.
out there doing that for sure.
There's got to be someone out there doing it.
They just need that
Hey,
rush.
listen.
Yeah,
I need
bro,
you,
it's my cousin.
I
dog.
need you to blow this extends into my butthole.
Oh my god.
It's
dude.
me.
You think we should try that or?
I'm
down.
down.
Oh, what?
I'm like, no, he's
I'm
not down. Anyways,
Yes.
Damian Williams and Carlos Hyde.
I thought we already talked about this.
I'm asking you your opinion.
I did. I already said.
What'd you say?
Carlos Hyde better,
Okay.
more.
Nobody knows.
More.
I mean, we'll see.
More.
I mean, the one Carlos Hyde was in that first year with Shanahan in that offense. He had like
Yeah.
80 receptions or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a lot.
60 receptions. I think it's like
65.
60 receptions, right? So we know Carlos Hyde can get it done. He can catch the ball. So it'll be interesting to see it. And like we just touched on Damian Williams. He's never really been the guy. He kind of was down the stretch, but we'll see what happens right there. Definitely competition. We got to pay attention to it. So some other knees.
Some other knees.
Knees.
Some other knees.
Some other
Other
knees.
knees that were blown out this weekend. Zion Williams.
Yeah, his knee got
For real.
blown
Okay,
out.
but
Yeah.
Amendola though.
Keenum.
Keenum, pardon. Keenum traded his skins.
Case Keenum
Case
Murray
Keenum on a
was
different
traded
team again.
to the Redskins.
Again. Wait, so we're going with Keenum?
Denver
Yeah.
Broncos
Wait.
trade quarterback Case Keenum to the Redskins.
Guys, let me ask you something before we start talking about Case Keenum.
You
Does
won't.
Alex Smith have 2 legs or not?
Still?
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna.
We
be
did not
ready
follow
for
up on
the-
this, and I really want to know.
I don't think he's gonna be
does he?
ready for for this year though.
I think he's done.
All right.
He might be done.
I think he's gonna go do blow.
That was probably one of the that was a gruesome leg injury.
Okay, I just wanted to sidetrack really quick.
But yeah, so the Redskins. I mean, them trading for Keenum obviously was probably a sign to show that Alex Smith is not going to be ready.
Well, yeah, for
you
sure.
know.
What
There
they
were some
trade for
rumors
him?
they were going to try to trade for Tannehill, but that didn't go through. So, just the thought that they're like looking for a quarterback, they have to know like, hey, Alex Smith is nowhere even close
For
to
sure.
being ready. So, Keenum, he gets traded from the Broncos. He goes to the Redskins. We kind of all saw this. Once the Broncos traded for Joe Flacco, we kind of knew that Keenum was either going to take a pay cut. Which would you take a pay cut? Fuck no. So you're going to get traded. You think he's got any value over there in Washington or
No. This is like
crickets?
This is like one of
I
those.
started sipping my beer. Mike's
did.
just like, no. I'm just like, all right, I'm not even listening to you anymore. I'm just like, you're like talking. I'm just like, yeah, I'm over this one.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I'm joking,
like,
but
it's one of those news. It's one of those news things where you're like, oh, like I farted this morning, so is that the news too? Or like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, it's just for certain
The only
teams.
thing-
We talk about always like, you can like stream quarterbacks week to week. So maybe he's got some potential streaming value. He's obviously not going to be your QB1, but
he'll be my QB none.
Yeah.
And the only thing I do,
think that's how we all
The only
feel,
thing
actually.
I do, might consider is
Yeah.
who was he with? Was the Broncos? Who was the year before? The Keenum. Who was he with?
Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings. Yes,
I get him and Sam Bradford confused.
because they wear the same long sleeves.
Yeah.
Same Bradford. Why does he wear those? Wait, side note, like those long
He doesn't
sleeves.
tuck his shit in, dude. He doesn't tuck it into his pads, and it looks so stupid.
It's like
dude.
the old school 1980 like thermal long sleeves.
You know what he looks like? He looks like a boy who put on like his dad's uniform.
Like back when you were like a kid and they would have like those like long sleeves. They're
Yeah.
almost like the long johns that Tyler wears around the house.
It's weird.
Those
Dude,
old,
fuck you
like-
guys, bro. That's called swag. Anyways.
Anyways, I was saying it's Keenum for the Vikings. So Adam Thielen, heavily targeted, good production. Emmanuel Sanders, heavily targeted, good production. Is there going to be a correlation again with him targeting the slot receiver and having some production? I mean, maybe there could be some value there. That's like where the one eyebrow is being raised is the slot
Yeah.
position.
So okay, so you're not looking at Keenum necessarily. You're looking at who the slot guy's going to be.
Yeah.
So I do know this. I know Jamison Crowder's going to be a free agent. They're saying that he's going to test free agency. They could re-sign him. They could not. So I guess what we were saying is we just keep an eye on whoever the slot receiver is. And maybe they draft a receiver. We did see Deshaun Hamilton kind of come on towards the end of the year when Manny Sanders got hurt because he plays in the slot. He was getting like 10, 11 targets a game out of nowhere. So as a rookie, I like that. That's a good point right there. We'll see who the slot guy is in Washington. If Keenum's the starter there, which you would assume if they traded for him, the slot guy there for sure. Probably deep. I like that. That's good. I like that. It's money. That's money right there. That's good stuff right there, dude. That's like butter, baby.
He's like, yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
dude. He's
convincing
I didn't
himself.
even think that, dude. It's just,
He's like says something. He's like, dude, you know what, Tyler? That is a valid point. Dude, thank you. Just runs his own podcast by
Starts talking to
himself.
in the third
no,
person.
he said that. I didn't say that. That's money right there. That's a good observation. I didn't even think that. I'm thinking like, are you going to draft Keenum or not? Oh, I'm not drafting Keenum. But he's digging deep, thinking like, no, it's not about Keenum. It's about the slot guy.
Following the trends. I'm
I like that.
I'm trendy, bro.
That's deep, bro. Balls deep.
People do. They don't. Most people don't change. You only change if you want to.
We were at orientation, and your brother, the lady was like, you look like a nice trendily dressed fellow. And he was like, because you know how your brother always says trendy?
Yeah.
But she said trendily. And we all were like,
Like she was like an old lady trying to fit in with the young cats.
yeah, basically.
She's like, oh, it's a trendily outfit.
Your brother wore a hoodie, like a black hoodie, with the suit jacket over it. I was like, what are you wearing right now, dude?
Trendily,
But it looked
bro.
good. It looked
Yeah,
good,
bro.
though.
Yeah, trendily, bro.
Very good, very good.
Anyways, some other news around the league. Amendola was cut from the Miami Dolphins. There's been some rumors that he might go back to the Pats. I don't know. How do you guys? This is nothing to me. Fantasy wise,
It's not right now.
Amendola.
Yeah.
Amendola.
I mean, he was doing pretty good in Miami. PPR wise, he was putting up some decent numbers down the stretch.
You might as well write Plumber loses his job.
Oh no, dude. What's that plumber gonna do?
Exactly. What? I don't know.
Oh man, I'm
Maybe
nervous
find
now.
a different occupation.
Plumbers make good money.
Dude, they make good
I would say
money.
because it's like a profession no one wants to do, but someone has to do it. So
No,
it's
and then because you barely ever like, you get people that have no idea how to fix certain things.
yeah,
and
it's like
they're
fucking $500. I don't
Yeah.
care. It takes
Yeah.
you 2
It's
seconds.
gonna cost you $1,300.
or they'll do, dude. I've heard of people like plumbers where they just are like, oh yeah, this just break shit.
Yeah, I've heard of that. And then shit's everywhere.
Dude, my brother, because he does HVAC, he just told me that he's been on roofs before, and he's like when he helps fix my dad's roof, he just is like, oh yeah, I see these wires. Yeah, they're not supposed to go together, but it's kind of like a shortcut to fixing the problem. So we're gonna put those together. And then he's like, and then it's working. He's like, but I'm really not supposed to be doing that. So, dude, there's shortcuts to life and plumbers, and that's so basically Danny Amendola should be a plumber. Is what I'm
The average
getting at.
salary of a plumber in 2017 was $57,070. It's
Dude,
not
that's
bad.
pretty good.
Yeah,
And probably got
hey,
benefits.
you're making more than at McDonald's, right?
Probably get benefits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, so NFL Combine, it's been going on. There's a lot of talk about
Sex.
Kyler Murray.
When I was younger, I used to say NFL Columbine.
Columbine.
Bro,
I
that's-
didn't know it was a
dude,
combine.
that's-
It sounds like something Minnie will say. Minnie always like says something and he'll say it wrong.
He says Red Bull like this. He's like, hey, yeah, you trying to get a Red Bull? I'm like, why you fucking say it so weird? No, dude, I'm just trying to like, you want to split a Red Bull? I'm like, a Red Bull? He's like, no, yeah, a Red Bull.
It's funny.
Do you
'cause
get what I'm trying to say? Like, he
Yeah,
says it
Red
weird.
Bull.
No.
He separates the word like weird. He puts like 2 spaces in between red and bull.
He's always been like that. When he like says something like weird or wrong, he'll keep doing it. I'm always like, why do you keep saying it that way? It's like Stewie when he's like talking about Cool Whip. It's like Cool Whip.
Dude, he'll do this thing where he like will be like, oh, at the gym, and I'll be like, yeah, dude, let's do some chest and triceps. He's like, and then like 10 minutes later, he'll go, he's like, yeah, you, so like, you trying to do like a chest and triceps, or like, what are you trying to do? And I'm like, dude, we just talked about this. He like just like wants like a confirmation for some weird reason. Yeah, and he smells bad, dude. You know what I mean? What?
Dude. See if he listens.
All right, let's talk about NFL Columbine.
The Columbine.
All right.
Combine. Anyways, they're talking about Kyler Murray, quarterback from Oklahoma, Heisman winner. He might go number 1 overall to the Cardinals. If he gets drafted, are you guys? Well, he's gonna get drafted. Are you gonna draft him on your fantasy team? You taking a shot on him, or
Maybe.
I mean,
depending
question
where
marks
he
in
goes,
Arizona.
or
I think it's just all comes down to draft price, and I haven't done any like I don't watch college, so I have to go back and try and find what kind of tape I can and plays I can. So I try and watch a little bit, but it's like quarterback's hard to find. You kind of only see like highlights, so it's hard to. But if I think about it, he's a running quarterback. Or he can't
the
run.
baseball background like
The
Mahomes.
baseball
He
background.
can make these awkward throws on the run.
Yeah, that's something to where it's weird though. Like up in like I remember when Mahomes was being drafted last year. I was like, because I always use baseball references because I played some baseball.
2 years
But
ago.
it's like even when we were playing like backyard football, like I was just I guess you could say an average baseball player overall. Like played some college, but there's throws where I was able to make with ease. Just running and like throwing off of like a 1 foot or throwing across my body or stopping to pivot, where it was easy for me to make those throws. Versus where some people you're playing backyard quarterback and they can't make those same throws. And then you watch like Mahomes do. Like remember when he was drafted the year before? I was like, oh, like, I like this. Like I like how this guy was a baseball player. Like, and they talk about how he throws like a baseball player. Because there's been quarterbacks that play baseball.
He does.
Yeah, there's been quarterbacks that play baseball, but they don't throw like a baseball player.
It was like Joe Namath. He just like pegs that shit at you.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember like hearing in the draft process, some of the scouts like he throws too much like a baseball player. And I was like, I don't think it's a bad thing because
No.
you can throw off like 1 foot in certain weight positions that you're not like necessarily taught as a quarterback. And you saw it translate into the NFL, and I was like, okay, like it made sense when it started to happen. So Kyler Murray kind of has like I watched like literally like 5 minutes. I watched like the first highlight. He kind of throws like it's almost like you feel the ground ball and you're running and you throw off the right foot. He does that and he throws like a 50-yard touchdown against Alabama to and I think it was the bowl game or it might have been whatever game it was. But
Yeah, one of the bowl games.
so you might see some of those similar throws, those deep throws, those big plays, some plays where he moves through the pocket, manipulates it, and makes like a crossbody throw or a big throw downfield. So I think he could have some fantasy value, and depending on the landing spot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like you're saying is like you're just become more versatile when you're coming from baseball to over to football. You have to catch that fucking ground ball on third base and get him out of first base. You get a little double play action. You know what I mean? So that helps you. So that's what they were saying about Kyler Murray. Is he throws?
No, but they didn't really say it. But I just remember I remember some scouts specifically saying that about Mahomes, and I was just looking at it, and I saw one article where someone else brought up the same thing, and that's actually where I found the same play. They're talking about how he has a baseball background as a first-round pick too as well, and you see him, and it was just the way he threw it was just similar to the way, like I said, when you're feeling. You're feeling a ground ball and you're kind of almost just like throwing across your body like a shortstop or second baseman, whatever you want to. So I think there's potential for some of those big throws and that arm strength to play up and whatever. But
Wait, how are you relating this back to Kyler Murray though?
we were just talking about, bro. We're talking about bro. Baseball, bro.
Oh, dude.
Gotta make a baseball reference, right? Once an episode.
Because he's a baseball player. He got
Because
drafted in the first round for
him,
baseball,
so I'm just saying
too.
you might see some big plays with him manipulating the pocket, moving out, throwing the ball downfield. Some of these standstill quarterbacks can't move out and throw it.
Sure.
Let a play break down, scramble play, receiver gets down the field, and you throw a ball over past the defense like what Mahomes does a lot of times.
Right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, if the price, I feel like the price will be right, and I'd be down for it.
He's definitely going to go in the later rounds for sure. For me, it's more of like he has a comparison to me of like a Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson's like a baseball player. He got drafted by the Yankees, I think it was. And, we've seen Russell Wilson. He makes his hay on. He's been like a QB1 for the past every single year he's been in the league basically. He runs the ball. He's runs it when he can, but then he makes these good throws on the run. So I think Kyler Murray, that's probably the best comparison I could put to him, is like a Russell Wilson type player. So we'll see. I think it just depends where he goes. I mean, if it's the Cardinals, you got Larry Fitz there, but who do they got? Did they sign another player? I heard they're getting rid of Ricky Seals. They just signed Charles Clay, but
I think it's the Cardinals because
we just got to see who's there and shit. What weapons does he have? If he's got David Johnson to dump the ball off to, you got to look. That's like 80 plus receptions, probably easy right there, off the bat. Larry Fitz another 80. So
yeah,
Christian Kirk,
even in Arizona, I take it.
Christian
I like
Kirk's
it.
there, yeah.
Ricky
Good,
Seals
yeah.
or
They just got new good coach, so
AB Seal.
I'm not mad at it.
could be a good little value back in the
Yeah.
end. If you're gonna stream quarterbacks, maybe like for me personally, I always like to do double quarterback. I like to draft 2 quarterbacks, and I like to mix and match week in week out.
If he's past round 13, I'll probably take a chance on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't. What are you gonna do? Like worst
Might
case
take him
scenario?
I could take him in the 11th round, maybe.
Yeah, worst
Take a
case
chance.
scenario, like you cut him. Like
Yeah.
when you get those double-digit rounds. It's
Yeah, like dude, you did that with what's his name, the Colts.
yeah, oh yeah.
See, you could just do that.
Hey, just cut him.
Was that guy's name Andrew Luck?
Nah. I'm gonna throw the ball 60 times a game. That's his
He
name.
threw like 38 touchdowns. Something.
So you know what I'm gonna do? Actually, it's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna draft Kyler Murray, and then when he comes out, and
Murray?
I'm like, Kyler Murray, whatever. I'm like, you know, he's not gonna throw the ball 60 times a game. Then I'm gonna go to drop.
He's not going to be a QB.
I'm gonna go to drop him, but I'm not gonna hit submit, and then he's gonna end up being a stud. That's what's gonna happen.
You're gonna let your phone die right when you go to drop.
Yeah,
him.
I'm like, oh, dude, I was gonna drop him, but I didn't. And now he's a
Yeah.
fucking monster.
Yeah, dude, you gotta trick the ethos or the pathos
Yeah.
or the logos. One of those.
The Ethos Pathos logos,
Yeah.
or what is it? The systems
universe.
where it's like Google and all those Instagram use the S. What's that system? Where's the search engine system?
SEO,
Yeah,
search engine
Yeah.
optimization.
I'm about to do that with my fantasy team.
Oh, okay.
It's fantasy
Fuck
SEO.
Real quick before we get on to this next subject, I was curious. I don't think we touched on Golden Tate was tweeted at, "Hey, Steelers, we're having an opening." I don't think we talked on that at
We
all.
did.
Yeah,
we?
we mentioned it.
Oh, we did mention
Kinda.
that. Okay.
You were
well,
over there
never
playing
mind.
with your phone.
Dude,
Nope,
you're just not
was
paying
not.
attention.
You were
dude.
trying to be like, I don't know what kind of angles you're taking. You're putting filters on. You already have the X Pro 2 on us.
No, dude, more of a New York Instagram filter guy. All right, let's. Next thing we wanted to touch on is Cowboys. David Irving went on Instagram Live. Speaking of Instagram Live, that's what I was doing earlier, and he basically just called the NFL out for having marijuana laws or what's it called, penalizing people for smoking marijuana. Had a lot to say about it. Just smoked a blunt in the middle of Instagram Live and said I quit football. Pretty crazy. I feel like it's not that like crazy of a thing to say. I feel like a lot of other players have said this like publicly, but it's just kind of the way he did it, where he just was like, "Oh fuck it," and just kind of smoked a blunt in the middle of an Instagram Live post. Like the way he did it, it just brought a lot of attention to it, and I think it's good the way he did it, because it's just obviously, see, we're talking about it now. We've talked about it throughout the week. It's like it just kind of gets a conversation going, and that's how you get stuff to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
you can change the rules within the NFL if you got a lot of people talking about it. I mean, shoot, you don't hear anybody talk about the national anthem anymore. Because that's all they talked about for a minute.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it could low key end up having like that Kaepernick effect, where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
like this happened, and like a couple of the players get on board, and they're like, and I think doesn't the NFL players like contract? I'm gonna look it up right now. I think the contract with the NFL or players bargaining, or I don't know, their union or whatever, runs out soon.
It's like this next year or whatever. They have to like redo the whole
Yeah.
the agreement.
So maybe
the
this is,
players union.
Yeah, maybe this is like the start of like, hey, if you're not gonna let us fucking smoke weed, like we're out. Go have fun in the AAF.
I could see a holdout for a year for even just like it sounds
Yeah.
stupid, but I could actually.
I mean, I've
see
heard
it.
someone I know, not gonna say names, say that,
Yeah.
that it's definitely a possibility the players
Yeah.
start a holdout.
Yeah, like within I know that same person, and they said within the next 5 years that they could definitely see a holdout happening.
Dude, do we try out for the NFL
got-
if the players hold out?
Dude, right?
Dude, pay me
Like those refs, all those refs that
Dude,
fucked
you
up
said
that
60K,
Cowboys.
bro.
Said
Yeah,
60K, bro.
I said.
Hey, I'm still an
a million.
athletic ass 30-year-old. Fuck, let's do it.
Dude, honestly, you know what I mean?
No, I hear you guys though. I think it's
Might could be the first Asian to make an NFL
Jesus
roster.
Christ, dude.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Young Ho Koo? He played for the Chargers for like 2 games.
Hey, dude, he was doing like backflips as he was kicking it. Got me
Yeah,
all.
he's-
I drafted him in every league, and then he fucking got
hooking
cut.
left, bro.
Dude,
Oh yeah, kicking the ball to the left.
dude, that was like Sebastian. I drafted Sebastian Janikowski last year in all my leagues. I had 5 leagues. I drafted him in all my leagues. Dude, like out for the season within the first week. I was like, damn it.
But for me personally, yeah, this is kind of like you said, maybe it could be like a Kaepernick type thing where he's like starting something, because it's like, he says it in the post. Like I watched the whole Instagram video. It was like 20, 25 minutes long. He's talking about like plants over pills. Like, he's like, it's ridiculous. Like I get a concussion every single day. Like these players, they don't want to tell you they get concussions. He's like, my job is like to put a helmet on, and I'm supposed to run full speed into like another like 300+ pound guy, full
do you
speed
think's
with a
gonna
helmet
happen?
on.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to just collide, like he's like, concussions are gonna happen, and instead of me being able to smoke some weed to like relax, and maybe the term weed is like been so like slandered, but he says that, medicine or marijuana, medical marijuana in a sense, but he's not allowed to, but they'll prescribe him like a Xanax and codeine and hydrocodone and, Oxycontins and all these things. And it's like he can take like 4 or 5 different prescription pills for like his headache or his shoulder or whatever it is. But like, if the guy wants to smoke a little bit of marijuana to like, relax and, for his body to recover from like the vigorous things he's doing, now he's kicked out of the league for it. I think it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, it's a little too much, man. I'll be honest. I think things will change though. I mean, it's just like everything, dude. Like now, I think you know what it is. It's weird. It's like this weird pocket where it's super. You get in a lot of trouble for it versus the rest of America. Well, a lot of the states have allowed legal weed within the state. Nevada, California. So it's like there's a lot of states that are now you're allowed to.
Yeah.
And so we kind of like forget that there's the little pockets like the NFL where you can't smoke weed and these guys are just busting their ass just for entertainment. I don't know. That's all I'm getting at is that it's just you forget.
No, but another good point that he made was it's like you don't see anyone in the NBA getting busted for like this player he's suspended for smoking pot. You never see anyone in the baseball smoking pot, hockey smoking pot, like UFC smoking pot. Like none of these other athletes in a sense are getting caught or busted for smoking pot. It's come on, you got to tell me, bro. The NBA, those motherfuckers are smoking pot. You got to tell me there's not. Come on.
Even in the NFL,
I'm not trying to be like stereotypical,
are.
but like the NBA is mainly African American people. No disrespect, no racism or nothing like that. But it's like, come on, bro. You're gonna tell me these people aren't here smoking like some weed?
Yeah, they
You're
all.
Gonna tell me these baseball players
What
aren't
are you
here
laughing
smoking
at?
some weed? Come on, man. It's like he's got a valid point here. Like these other professional athletes are out here, and they're smoking weed. They're doing shit too, and like they're not getting in trouble. So it's like, why is it that the NFL players who probably go through the most physical, like bodily wise, they're going through the most physical type of sport. It's like instead of taking like a hydrocodone because my body hurts, like why can't I smoke like some medicinal marijuana in a sense to relax?
Yeah.
Recuperate and shit. And, he goes on and he says, like if this is so bad, like why is it that like, when people have cancer, we've got the kids who got cancer, and they give them medical marijuana.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
the
not
kids who
even
got
just
cancer,
yeah,
but I can't smoke some medical marijuana.
The cancer is like more of a relief thing, but actually like with like when kids have seizures and stuff, they take just the CBD, which is like no THC. There's no psychoactive part of it, and the CBD they actually they just give it to them a little oil, and like there's kids that they have like 50 seizures a day, and then all of a sudden they're perfectly fine.
They'll calm down, right?
Yeah, so there's like a lot of medicinal benefits for it, but I mean, I think you know what it is. It's more to me. It's more all like the prescription pills are so gnarly compared to marijuana. I feel like the prescription pills are just so scary. When people get addicted to that, dude, it's fucking gnarly. Like I like when I got my. What the fuck are you laughing at, dude? I feel like me and Tyler are having the most serious conversation over here, and you're just sitting here laughing your ass off.
Doing some Instagram.
No, serious.
I'm
He
doing some Instagram Live.
talks about that as well. He talks about how like I can't smoke a little bit of like weed. Like I say weed, but it's like marijuana. You can't smoke a little bit of marijuana. Like this is a plant that grows naturally from the earth, from Mother Nature. But then like you'll prescribe me like all these opiates and shit. And he's like, it's like, do you know how addicting these things can be? Like these like opiates and like all these painkillers, like they've ruined millions of people's lives.
Okay, I will
because
say
they
though,
get addicted to them. It becomes a drug, bro. It's no different than
it's not
doing like heroin or anything,
it's just
like
because
meth
people
or
get
anything,
it. People get it from their doctors, and they just assume that.
Oh, it's safe. It's like Adderall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even that too.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying,
That's
bro.
fucked
I mean,
too.
it's like
It's sure it's regulated. And
we
like,
could
you're not
drink
gonna
beers.
die
We're
if
all
you-
here drinking beers right now, and it's like, bro, in a sense, this is a form of poison. In a sense, like,
Okay, but
we could
there
drink
is one
this, but
thing-
like, if we were sitting here smoking blunts on this podcast, we like tone like, oh, it's not okay, like.
Yeah. There's like it's weird, man. Like, man, fucking me up.
Bro, his 40 time was impressive. Come on.
Yeah, seriously. It's like a 14 14.5. Nah, but dude, like, but you know what though? A lot of people say that though. Like, I don't mean to correct you or anything, but a lot of people are like, yeah, man, it's natural. It's like, dude, the natural amount of THC levels in marijuana is actually very, very small. We've manipulated it and kind of like crossbred and genetically modified marijuana to be able to be as strong as it is now. Like you hear everybody's parents say it all the time. Dude, when I was a kid, this stuff like was nothing like it is now.
They're in the lab.
So
bro.
it's like as much as it is natural that like we have to admit that the psychoactive levels of it are a little bit scary, and there's not very much. There is actually like new research coming out about marijuana that is like against it. It's pretty interesting. Like I haven't really gone really deep into it, but I've listened to some podcasts that are about it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
they like arguments or whatever. But yeah, dude, I think it will. I think ultimately though, I think in a couple of years. It's gonna come back, and they're gonna stop testing for it.
I mean, I don't
It's
see
just
why
like
they
the
should.
whole-
I mean, like I said, certain states, like you got Seattle, you got Denver, who has illegal. California has illegal, so you're looking at teams like San Francisco and whatnot.
Hey, you got
the Rams,
dispensaries
the
everywhere.
Chargers.
Everybody else can smoke weed in the
Vegas
house.
is gonna have it. It's gonna be legal here now, so it's like
It is legal here.
it
Yeah,
just.
it has been
It's
legal
just
here for
like,
2 years.
yeah, but you get what I'm
Denver's
saying.
about
It's
to
just like,
legalize
there's so many
shrooms.
teams where it's like it's illegal in that state, and it's almost like. So where like I play and where I live and where I practice and all that shit, where I reside, I can go do this illegally. But then like, you're gonna tell me I can't do it. But then, like I said, for other sports, like NBA players, come on, man, NBA players for sure are chiefing up tough. Like, there's definitely a ton of Major League Baseball players who are chiefing up tough.
sure.
Like, hockey players, they go through like a lot of physical abuse too. You're gonna tell me there's not one hockey player out there that doesn't sit back and smokes a joint or smokes a bowl after a rough game of getting blasted against the glass. I mean,
Dude,
it's
here's the thing: is who
getting
doesn't like
blasted.
getting blasted? You know,
Sounds like the thing. We both heard blasted, and our minds instantly went to our 14-year-old minds were like blasted.
yeah. It will eventually change, but it was pretty crazy to see that though. It was kind of cool. I hope it doesn't just remain a news blurb. I hope it like actually, people still talk about it.
Yeah. I just feel bad for the guy, man.
'Cause it's important.
He's good. Like he's definitely has some potential. So it sucks that he's like kind of banned from the league for now. So it'd be nice to see him like get reinstated, or I mean, even if he goes to like the AFF or Canadian football or something like that. What are the Canadian football laws? Is there rules
Dude,
on
fuck
like
if I know.
Yeah,
on
I don't know.
Terrence and
weed
Phillip.
and stuff like that?
Yeah, ask Terrence and
Hey,
Terrence, what are the rules in there?
Isn't-
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't South Park in Colorado?
All right, can we talk about this last news? I have to pee.
Is the last news go pee? I just did.
You don't do much anyways.
It is
on here,
refreshing.
dude.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude? I just had an engaging conversation with you.
I was trying to get us an
Right,
Instagram
yeah.
live. That's what I was doing a second ago. We had a question from a
Alright.
follower.
Plants
What
over
was it?
pills. That's what we're talking
It
about.
was,
on
it
that
was
one
Todd
right there.
Gurley #1 overall.
No.
Well, I'm not live anymore, but that was the question.
Next question.
Next question.
What is it?
The Giants, they made a trade this week. They traded their defensive end, Olivier Vernon. They traded him to the Browns for the #1. You said it was the #1 overall guard, right? On PFF.
That answer would be correct for 400.
What's his name?
Nice.
Ziegler?
400.
Ziegler?
That's good.
Ziegler, the wrestler? No, I think it's like
Zettler.
Zettler, yeah. Let me look it up.
So yeah, the Giants, they made a trade. They traded Olivier Vernon. He's good. He's a good defensive end. He was like rated in like the top 5 like PFF for like edge rushing wise. They traded him to the Browns. So now the Giants in return, they got the #1 overall grade on per Pro Football Focus. So the debate we're gonna have right here is, will Shaquan, whatever his
He's
name
number
is,
6
Barkley.
technically, but maybe he was like #1 like right guard.
He's a stud for sure. Does this kind of
Is
like
it Saquon?
catapult Barkley to like being the #1 overall pick in a sense?
I thought it was Saquon.
Shaquan, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. It's Quan Barkley.
I think it's a tequila getting you.
Yeah, for sure. I got a couple of the
Yeah, he's in my top 2 as of right now. He might even be. It's him and Zeke is my 1 and 2 right now. I know it's way too early to say who's 1 and 2, but as of right now, it's those two. You look at what he. I was kind of. I sounded like I hated Saquon last year because I didn't. I still had him at like my #8 running back, I think it was. But I just like I saw, like I said, I saw a lot of lateral side to side kind of reminder of Reggie Bush, but he did have elite speed, which some of these players have. But his gear, I couldn't see it at the college level that get to 0 to 60 because these players aren't as fast as the NFL players. I don't know if it would translate. It did translate. Now, which I haven't seen a lot of like running backs have that gear translate the same way it's translated with him. It's been like a one in probably the last 5 years where I've seen that translate. But anyways. With Saquon, it's like, he was able to do what he did in a bad offense or average offense last year. Now you just add a guard who can open up a couple more holes for him, maybe open up a couple more home runs. Like I said, he's like the Barry Bonds of hitting home runs, So if he's able to hit more big plays, if his offense is able to keep Eli Manning upright a little more, it's only going to make the offense a little better. Now if they draft maybe even if they draft another offensive lineman, they could have potentially a top 3 to 5 offensive line in the game, if they draft another good, solid offensive line piece. I think they're middle of the road last year. Adding this, and if they add another solid lineman, this could be a top 5 offensive line. And then they go the defensive route and try and pick up some defense. They might try and just ground and pound and have Eli do what he can to win the game. So, I don't know. Right now, Saquon's my 1 and Zeke's my 2, but I haven't looked at everything yet.
I think you're right. They're accepting the fact that Eli Manning cannot pass it to Odell.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we keep hearing all these trade rumors with Odell. And I think they're just accepting that Saquon's going to be their guy. They're going to just transition.
Or they could, he could still get it to Odell, but I think the days of having Eli drop back and throw for, I don't even know if he ever really actually dropped back and threw for this many yards, but, asking him to put the team on his back and throw for 4,500 yards and 30-plus touchdowns, I think they know as an organization that those days aren't there anymore. I think it's more of, hey, we have a freak athlete who can win us games in the ground or at least move the offense. And we still have Odell. We still have Eli. We can still, have that presence. Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard. They have weapons.
I mean, they invested their second pick overall. What was it, second pick?
Yeah.
Last year, they know they invested in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just they're accepting the changes. I like it.
Yeah, and I mean, if his defense gets a little better, the offense gets a little better as a whole. I mean, if he was able to do what he did last year on an average offense, if they can get into a top 10 graded offensive line, and have a top 12 scoring offense, I think he's easily a top 3 back. Easily.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I definitely like Barkley. I'm just gonna call him Barkley from now on. So I don't know if it's
Saquon.
He threw. Is it Saquon or Saquon?
It's Saquon.
Saquon or Saquon?
Dab on him, you know what I'm saying?
Anyways, I think you said he's gonna be good.
I would. What?
I mean, like I said, you're
Number one overall?
you're getting like an all-pro
That's what I'm
guard,
talking
pretty
about.
sense.
Yeah.
So like it's only gonna boost the.
What's your feeling, Mike?
offensive
Number
line.
1 overall? Number 2 overall?
Fuck, dude. I mean, he might be. I could see it happening with all this Todd Gurley's. He has.
The whole girly knee
Dementia or
arthritis
some
thing,
shit.
Gurley's
kind
out
of, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's not out, but he's out of my top 3.
Zeke would be up there. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got Alvin Kamara. If Ingram leaves, you got Alvin Kamara up there potentially.
Kamara's in the discussion, but
Todd Gurley said, "My knee."
I mean, if
hurts."
Ingram's gone, Kamara, I wouldn't be mad at it.
I think they still use someone as the thing. I think they were okay using him for 4 games, and they were like, it's not going to overuse him with 4 games. But I think they still use someone.
Yeah, the Saints could sign someone like a Jai, like off the top of the head, and just replace that Ingram type role. And they could probably get Jai dirt cheap.
I think Sean Payton likes someone who catches. I don't think they go Jai, but
Yeah.
Well, we did see
We'll
a
see.
Jai catch the ball in Boise State. We don't know why it hasn't
That's
translated to the NFL.
but at this point,
for
it's been
some
4
reason.
years, so it's like
Yeah.
Doesn't he have like fists for hands?
he's trying to catch it. Like
It's like, dude, my forearms, they just don't catch like they
he
used
did
to.
make some ugly drops in Miami too, where I'm like,
Man, they hit him like dodgeball. I call it dodgeball. You're out.
Yeah, I'm
When
like,
the
maybe
ball
it was-
just hits you and you're just
I mean,
like,
maybe it
dude,
was
how
just-
did you not catch that?
maybe it was college and they were just throwing like bubble screens and like easy routes for him. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
shovel passes.
Yeah,
It's 40 shovel passes.
Maybe there was like a college deflate gate. Like the ball was like easier to catch.
Yeah. Well, dude, Tom Brady's not in college, so.
but his son is.
Yeah, maybe
they have
like a
kids,
nephew.
right?
Yeah, his kid's like.
Oh yeah, they were
12.
making out. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so gay.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's for me. It's 1 and 2, Saquon and Zeke. Here's the other reason I wouldn't have McCaffrey ahead of them is Cam Newton's health. We don't even, we don't know his health for sure. As of right now, it's early, but if Cam Newton's not in the field, it hurts McCaffrey for sure. It hurts the offense as a whole. Kamara, I think, are still going to be someone there. I'd probably have Kamara at 3. Realistically, right now, I would probably have Melvin Gordon at 4, McCaffrey at 5.
I love Melvin Gordon. I'm like how Justin is for Gurley. That's how I am for Melvin Gordon.
Yeah,
Really?
I love that guy.
I liked him last year. I don't know. Where do you think Melvin Gordon went?
I had him at 4 last year.
He's going in like what 5 or 6 or something. Like that?
He's going
7.
the 108, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to the 6 running back right now.
Don't forget to talk into your mic, Tyler.
He's like right next to me.
He's like,
He's going.
number 7? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, fuck, dude, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, like, it's hard to look at like where these ADPs right now because it changes.
It's so early. It
so
changes
much.
so much.
It's way too early.
Most of these people drafting too are like people who are
People are like us or who are psychotic and look
they
at this
follow
fucking
fantasy
news.
football year round, so they're like, oh, like this is the value, this is that, this is the workload. They know a lot of shit, so it's not like your average guy who just like reads the magazine a month before the draft. If people still read magazines, but
If you're reading a magazine, go kill yourself. You should not. Whenever someone brings a magazine to a draft that I do, I'm like, this guy is for sure not winning this draft.
let them pick first overall, so they get a good player.
Say
This
that.
magazine came out 6 weeks ago. It is not up to date.
Bro, even
you
like a
say
week.
You don't
that?
come with magazines. It's like,
You say that,
Are
but
you
then
an
Brett
idiot?
did good, dude, last time.
bro, Brett did good because he did a couple good trades, but his draft was not good at all,
no,
dude.
it wasn't.
Not good at
Dude,
all.
I went to Burning Man and I came back and it was a week and I felt like I fucking missed so much shit. I was like, oh my god, I fucking
Like, what happened?
what happened?
Yeah, for sure.
Who's even in the league still?
Yeah. All right, guys. Anything you want to touch on before we wrap this up?
I don't wrap up past 12,
Okay, dude.
so we got 25
You need
minutes.
to chill out.
Where we at time wise, bro?
Over an hour.
Oh,
We're at
cool.
like hour 15.
Money.
Money. So I said this in the beginning of the podcast, but if you made it this far, holy fuck, I love you, dude. I just want to give you a little kiss. Here you go. Oh, yep. Here, I'm gonna kiss you right in your little ears because you're listening to us audio
There's
wise.
something else. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna look it up.
What else?
I don't know. Go ahead. Keep talking
All
about
right.
something.
If you think of something, then we'll talk about it. But as of now, we're gonna end this podcast. If you want to listen to us audio wise, like you are now, and you're like, oh, dude, this app's not working. Dude, we're on Stitcher. We're on Spotify. We're on fucking Apple Podcasts. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes if you have like an old computer or something. We're on YouTube too. We got full video format there. Check us out. It's pretty fun. We have pretty fun with front flips. Anyways, also, don't forget, we're on Twitch now. We just started live streaming. It's actually kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see questions come in as they come in.
What are some questions?
I mean, nothing today.
Dude, thanks, dude. You just said it. I got questions coming in. What questions? Nothing.
I mean, not good ones is what I mean. Here's
Let's
the
look
thing,
at the
dude.
quarterback situation.
Mike, why are you so gay? Oh.
Here's the thing. I'm ending this podcast, and I don't know.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to us.
All right.
You shut your mouth when you're talking.
Listen. Yeah, go check us out on all those things. Subscribe. Don't just fucking look at it and be like, wow, it's there. No, press the subscribe button, you idiot. Give us a
Damn,
rating.
Lamar
on
Jackson
iTunes.
going ahead of Drew Brees right now. It's kind of interesting. Sorry.
Lamar Jackson going to hit Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Oh, I would
Yeah,
not do
man,
that.
this is some chibis. Sorry, dog. That was very mean. I'm sorry. I love you, dude.
What?
See you guys fight on the podcast live.
Ding, ding.
Your
yeah.
brother's a whore.
That's kind of interesting. I'm just looking at some ADP stuff right now, real quick. Sorry. Let me interrupt you.
All right, go. What are you going to say?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I was just saying Lamar Jackson's going ahead of
Oh,
Drew
yeah,
Brees.
it's
That's
interesting.
kind of.
All right.
I don't think I would do that.
I don't like either one of them. Anyways,
I don't like you.
here's the thing, dude. Follow us on all those things. I can't believe we're even still talking right now. That should be over.
We're not. You
What
are.
else did I forget? Oh, Instagram, Twitter, all those social medias
I'm over
too.
you, dude.
Instagram at average bros _
Head
fantasy
over
football.
heels.
Eee. At average bros _ fantasy football. Facebook average bros FFP. Honestly, dude, the Facebook that platform. I hate that fucking platform, but we got a page on Twitter, Average Bros FFP, all of the above. Check us out. You want to plug your guys' individual Instagrams?
Negative.
I'm a team player, bro.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not like Leveon Mike.
Instagram.
All about yourself.
So yeah, check those all out. Thanks, dude. Anything else you guys want to say? Anything else you want to say,
Nah, I got. Wait, there's one more thing I want to say. Wee.
Tyler?
Beer me blazer.
No, Tyler's in his own world right now. He's
I
thinking in his
just
own
gotta
world for the
tell
last 20
you,
minutes.
you guys mean a lot to me.
I've been drinking.
Lamar Jackson.
Drew
Drew Brees.
Lamar Jackson's
I've
GPs.
been drinking.
What's the girl from Team America?
Lamar Jackson's
There's
GPs.
a.
Here's the thing, dicks, fuck assholes, but
And assholes sign
shit
off.
on pussies
But
and
dicks, fuck pussies.
This is the above average drunk podcast.
All right, love you.
But pussies scissor buttholes.
So stupid.
Sounds fun. You have my attention.